Now on CoastTV News.
5 Points Fueling, how Royal Farms is looking to expand its footprint along the coast. The plan's getting reviewed today by Sussex County officials.
Reassessment review resumes. Delaware's controversial property reassessment goes back in front of the General Assembly. What to expect at this morning's meeting.
Showers will be ending through the morning as the damp, cloudy conditions stick around. Your gloomy forecast ahead.
Home business hurdles.
This whole process has affected my life.
Why a dog grooming operation is looking for Lewes officials to make a change to city code.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us during this 5 o'clock hour.
Grace, we got 8 days until Thanksgiving. I'm counting it down.
I know, I'm excited. We're almost at a week. I'm sure a lot of people are training for their turkey trots, training for eating a lot of mashed potatoes.
That takes some training.
It really, well, obviously, and I respect your craft. We're joined now by First Alert Meteorologist Chris Mastrobono for a look at your forecast today and a little bit ahead to that Thanksgiving week.
Good morning, Grace and Matt. A pleasant good morning, Delmarva. We had rain overnight. Now, we still do have a few lingering showers across the area as we take a live look in through Ocean City. 52 out there, so it is a mild start. Now, we have the last batch of shower activity pushing through the midshore. It's generally on the light side, but as you can see, a rainy commute along Coastal Highway this morning. Most of the heaviest rain is now shifted offshore and to our north. You can see even some snow across central and northern parts of Pennsylvania and New Jersey, but drier air is filtering in as this area of low pressure tracks to our south through the morning. As I mentioned, it's quite mild. We're at 44 in Milford, 47 in Laurel, 49 in Salisbury, 52 Ocean City. We have winds out of the southeast, anywhere between about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Now, the rain will be exiting over the next few hours, but unfortunately, the clouds are going to be sticking around throughout the day today, and in a rather gloomy end to the week. We're going to have more clouds than sun over the next few days, and our next chance of rain after today will come late Friday into Saturday morning. So the showers are going to be with us over the next few hours. We'll dry out. We'll likely hit our high for the day late morning, right around lunchtime, and then fall through the 40s into the afternoon as those winds out of the north at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So a rather raw afternoon. We'll track the rain, and I'll have more on your 7-day forecast here in a bit.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour, a popular gas and convenience store is looking to expand in Lewes's 5 Points area. And today, the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission will look at a site plan for full-equipped Royal Farms on Lewes-Georgetown Highway.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Lewes. And Elisa, this proposed Royal Farms will go across the street from the existing Redner's gas station.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now we are driving in the Nassau Commons Boulevard area. Going to show you where we are right now. As you can see, we are by the area where Redner's is. Well, right across the street, a Royal Farms is looking to come to this area, and plans for that project are going to be reviewed today in front of the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission. And right now on your screen, we're going to show you aerial images of what this area looks like and where that Royal Farms is proposed to go. And according to those site plans, this would be off of Route 9 and Nassau Commons Boulevard, which is where that proposed Royal Farms would go. As mentioned, this Royal Farms would be in good gas station company as it sits directly across from Nassau Commons Boulevard and Redner's. On your screen now, we are showing you Lewes-Georgetown Highway. That's what it's typically like during the day, but during peak hours of travel, this roadway is filled with cars. And according to the site plans, this Royal Farms would include gas pumps, a canopy, and parking. Nassau Commons has been the site of many improvements, as last December a repaving project occurred here, and over the summer and through the fall, work was underway to install a traffic light, crosswalk, fully marked travel and turn lanes, and bike lanes. And the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission will further discuss these site plans at their 3 o'clock meeting. Back to you.
So Lisa Weber reporting. Some things to know, a new Royal Farms also being constructed in Milton across from the newly built McDonald's. According to officials, $1.8 million in grant money from DelDOT's Transportation Infrastructure Improvement Fund will go towards road improvements. However, Representative Brian Shoup, who sponsored legislation to create the TIF program, argues the money is really meant for bigger projects. DelDOT is defending the decision, saying the project met legal criteria. The store is set to be located between Cedar Creek Road, Road, Union Street, and the Milton-Ellendale Highway.
Now, in addition to the Nassau Royal Farms proposal, the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission is also taking up a racetrack and campground expansion. They're expected to review a final site plan for Middleford Speedway in Seaford. That business is looking for conditional use on their existing racetrack, which county documents say was already approved by the council back in January. Public hearing is scheduled to consider a campground expansion, and according to commission documents, that's located nearly 22 acres in Milton.
Happening today, Delaware lawmakers are again moving forward with a meeting regarding the controversial property reassessments. The hearings were put on hold because of a lawsuit related to a bill that allowed Newcastle school districts to reset its tax rates. Today's joint meeting of the House and Senate begins at 9:30 a.m. at Legislative Hall. Public comments, whether in person or virtually, are part of this morning's agenda.
And also today, Delaware lawmakers are holding an extraordinary session to address a $400 million budget shortfall. Senate will meet to discuss House Bill 255. It is a measure to decouple Delaware's tax code from federal changes. The House passed the bill last week. The Senate will take it up this afternoon at 2:30 at Legislative Hall in Dover.
New this morning, Lewes city leaders will continue discussion and could take action regarding accessory dwelling units. These are smaller secondary homes that are sometimes attached to the house. The Planning Commission is set to consider whether property owners are required to live on site if they have an ADU on their property. That group will gather tonight at 6:30.
And also today in Lewes, there's continued debate surrounding home businesses. City officials are looking at home occupations and could change those rules. This debate in Lewes has been going on for over a year. Last November, we actually spoke with the woman at the heart of this issue who wanted to run a dog grooming business in her basement, but said because kennels and groomers are roped into the category under Lewes Code 1 category and kennels are not permitted under that, she was denied a license.
This whole process has affected my life because now I have to travel back to Virginia to my old grooming salon and start working there, and I travel there quite frequently back and forth, and I'm away from my family. I'm away from the American Legion that I'm a really huge member of.
The 10 a.m. meeting could change the animal kennel part of the city's code to exclude grooming as well as changes to other sections.
Milford is growing, and leaders are putting out new data to prove it. City leaders say on average 200 housing units are built in the city per year. At that pace, they say all current and proposed projects would take 20 years to complete. In 2018, 45% of the city land was available for development. This year, that's down to about 30. All those numbers are part of Milford's plan to grow responsibly, and Milford city leaders will gather tonight at 6 p.m.
Yeah, we're now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. this morning. The bill to compel the Justice Department to release records related to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein has made its way through Congress with overwhelming support. And this just in, President Trump says he will sign it into law, but it's unclear where things go after that.
This comes as the Department of Justice considers opening new investigations at the president's request into Democrat-mentioned files. NBC's Alice Barr shows us what could be next for the ongoing issue.
After decades of delays, a final sprint toward accountability, with the bill to force the release of the Justice Department's Epstein files headed to President Trump's desk after sailing through the House and Senate. Survivors of the notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's abuse cheering Senate passage at a candlelight vigil.
The power of being heard and being recognized and being validated is incredibly healing.
Across both chambers, only one member, a Republican, voted no after months of resistance from the president and GOP leaders who pressed for other means of transparency, arguing this bill didn't do enough to protect victims' identities and could create new victims named in the files but cleared of any wrongdoing.
It needed amendments. I just spoke to the president about that. We'll see what happens.
President Trump, who in the end urged Republicans to pass the bill and said he would sign it, bristled at questions about why he doesn't just release the files now.
I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right.
The president has not been accused of any wrongdoing tied to Epstein's crimes, and survivors are underscoring their fight is not about politics.
What we endured was real, and it has scarred lives across 5 presidential administrations. The truth has been buried in sealed files and hidden records for far too long.
Those files set to be released by the Justice Department within 30 days of the president signing the bill into law. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
New overnight here at home, a car and RV have been destroyed by this fire you can see on your screen now. According to the Greenwood Volunteer Fire Company, first responders arrived at the scene on 1st Street Tuesday night. The agency says firefighters from Farmingdale helped put out that blaze.
Later today, conservation efforts in Worcester County by the Agricultural Land Preservation Advisory Board. They are reviewing at their Wednesday meeting the 2026 comprehensive plan that includes establishing a priority preservation area. It's hoped it will protect over 85,000 acres from non-farming development. Also establish a farmland conservation fund. Earlier this year, Worcester County received approval from the Maryland DNR to acquire an easement of 94 acres in the Nassau Creek and Pocomoke River watersheds.
And we're just getting started here in this hour of CoastTV News Today.
Coming up, Route 1 road improvements. We'll tell you what changes could be coming to the highway in Lewes.
And Wacomico considers weapon detection. We'll tell you how much metal detectors in schools could cost the county.
Still ahead, boat blackout solved. What officials say caused this situation at the center of the deadly F. Scott Key Bridge collapse. And First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono's in the Weather Center. We check in with him next.
It's a damp and soggy start to our Wednesday here on Delmarva as we take a live look into Salisbury. 49 degrees, quite a mild start. We had rain overnight. It's primarily been on the light side. We had some moderate pockets at times, but you could see the steadiest rain has now pushed off the coast. We see the last batch of rain extending from Milford down through Seaford into parts of the midshore and through Cambridge and Easton, and this is all pushing off to the east. You can see some snow off to central Pennsylvania and northern New Jersey, but the heaviest rain is now lifting to the northeast as this area of low pressure swings to our south. We're at 51 in Lewes, 46 Millsboro, 48 in Laurel, so it's a rather mild start. Now we're going to see temperatures in the 40s to start. The rain is going to be winding down over the next few hours, but we're going to be dealing with a lot of clouds throughout the day today. Unfortunately, a raw day with temperatures only topping out in the low 50s. We're tracking more clouds, and your 7-day forecast is just minutes away.
Thank you, Chris. The National Transportation Safety Board is releasing the findings of its investigation into the Maryland Key Bridge collapse. According to the agency, multiple power outages on the dolly caused it to crash into the bridge's southern pier, which then collapsed. Officials said an electrical breaker on the ship tripped, causing the blackout. Investigators also found that the bridge was not rated for impact with modern vessels, and while many were saved by quick actions from police on the night of the crash, more direct communication with the construction workers on the bridge could have saved their lives. The timeline to rebuild the bridge is now stretching into 2030, with an estimated price tag between $4.3 billion to $5.2 billion.
Over 22,000 pounds of food were collected at DART's 28th annual Stuff the Bus Thanksgiving food drive. The agency says donations came from locals along with businesses, schools, and state agencies. The food drive took place at 8 locations in Rehoboth Beach, Dover, and Wilmington, and officials say the support helps the Food Bank of Delaware meet growing needs this holiday season.
Home Depot announced a slowdown in business, and it's not a good sign for the economy. The home improvement grant cut its profit forecast for the year, and the company's CEO attributed the slowdown to cautious consumers in a frozen housing market. Mortgage rates have been stuck between 6% and 7%, leading fewer people to buy and sell their homes.
Bitcoin has plummeted more than 28% just 6 weeks after notching a record high above $126,000. Bitcoin on Monday dipped below $90,000 for the first time in 7 months, and that erases all of its gains for this year. It comes as investors in recent weeks have increasingly shunned risky assets like AI stocks and crypto.
Good news is the rain we had overnight is winding down. The bad news is the clouds are going to be sticking around. In fact, it's going to be a rather gloomy end of the week. The next few days, we'll talk about even more rain chances as we begin the weekend. 7-day forecast just after the break on Coast TV News Today.
Time is 5:19 and you are looking live at Rolling Waves in Ocean City. And Chris, today I guess we should not expect too much sunshine.
No, unfortunately not. In fact, over the next few days, we're not going to see much in the way of sunshine. We had most of the rainfall overnight. It was on the moderate side at times, beneficial rain at that. I mean, we have areas that are in a moderate drought across the peninsula, but most of the heaviest rain is now shifted offshore. We're seeing just rather damp conditions, some spotty drizzle out there along Coastal Highway. The steadiest rain right now we're seeing is from Slaughter Beach through Milford as well as Bridgeville, and this is continuing to push to the east, but you can see we're beginning to dry out across portions of Washington, D.C. through Baltimore. A little strip of snow there in central and northern Pennsylvania into portions of North Jersey. Area of low pressure just to our southwest there is going to be swinging through and clearing out, but we're going to keep the clouds in play for most of the day. We're at 48 in Long Neck, 52 Rehoboth Beach. We're at 49 in Gumboro. Winds are relatively calm out of the southeast. See those wet roads out there? Take it easy out there this morning. The good news is the steadiest rain is offshore. 49 in Salisbury right now. And what's going to happen with the temperatures here, we're going to rise a few degrees through the morning, I think, and then we're going to kind of level off in the mid to upper 40s through the afternoon. So a rather raw day as the rain clears out. You can see northerly winds keep the clouds in play, and we're in the mid to upper 40s. We'll fall to the upper 30s to lower 40s into Thursday morning under partly to mostly cloudy skies, and then we'll stay mostly cloudy into Thursday. Some breaks in the clouds are possible, but for the most part, we are going to stay kind of cloud locked but dry through Thursday. Now, as we go into Friday, we keep the clouds in play. Friday night, we see another wave of moisture roll into the region as we deal with another weak storm system that will bring rain chances primarily late Friday through Saturday morning as you see the system push into our south, and most of this is going to fall overnight into Saturday morning, and then we gradually clear out through Saturday afternoon, and we're looking at a better second half to the weekend. We're at 53 today. Cloudy skies, raw day, mostly cloudy overnight, 40 degrees, and we'll have a high of 55 for our Thursday, mostly cloudy skies. And we keep the clouds in play through Friday. Morning rain, I think most of that rain falls in the morning. We begin to dry it out through Saturday afternoon. A mostly sunny Sunday, 57, and we're back up to 60 degrees for Monday and looking at a high of 63 into Tuesday under mostly cloudy skies. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Wycomico County officials are continuing to push for improving school safety. This week, the schools presented to the County Council a plan to buy weapons detection systems or metal detectors. The plan calls for installation at every school, which would cost about $6 million. It will need the county to pay for most, if not all, of that.
With this request, with most of it being capital in nature, we should be able to go outside of the maintenance effort process, and if so, then that'll give us more flexibility. But I think school safety is vitally important. I think that's the one thing that we've heard today.
And the county does have a few options. It could start by installing weapons detection systems at only high schools or only high schools and middle schools to save money.
And up next on Coast TV News today, Route 1 road improvements. We'll tell you why some people in Sussex County are pushing back over proposed changes. Don't go anywhere. Route 1 in coastal Delaware may be getting a safety upgrade. DelDOT looking at putting 2 pedestrian and bike bridges along the busy road. One of the bridges would go near Lewes and the other near Rehoboth Beach. Both bridges would connect existing pathways for bikers and pedestrians by crossing over the highway. State officials say similar projects cost $8 to $10 million each at price points that some people are pushing back against, but others say it's a worthy expense.
I don't think that is a good idea over here because this corner is not that busy, not many people walking through it. In my opinion, that is waste money for this project.
And it help the community, you know, people got kids and all that stuff that get on this bus also too, and especially like summertime.
There's also no official word on expected cost or timeline for this project just yet, but officials say they are pursuing a federal grant to help push this project along.
It is that time of year again. Bless Our Children campaign. Every year, Coast TV works to make the holidays brighter for children across Delmarva.
And the money that you give goes to local charities who buy Christmas presents. Here's how you can support.
For many in our community, the holiday season can bring about stress, as they strive to create unforgettable moments for their cherished little one.
And that's where the Bless Our Children campaign can help, but we need your support to make it happen. All the money you donate goes to local nonprofit organizations which give gifts to children this holiday season.
And you know what, Mike? Every penny, every single one you give helps families right here in Delmarva because WBOC covers all administrative costs. Send a donation and a holiday card, and we may read your well wishes on the air.
Businesses can also help Bless Our Children by accepting the Shell Brothers Bless Our Children Challenge by donating at least $1,000. As our thank you, we'll list your name on the Shell Brothers Honor Roll in order of amounts given in increments of $1,000.
You can donate by sending a check or money order to the address on your screen, or you can use your credit card online at blessourchildren.org.
Together, we can make the holidays this year a special one.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
Showers greeting us this Wednesday morning. Most of the rain fell overnight as we take a live look in through Ocean City. 53 degrees. So if there's one positive this morning, it is a mild start out there with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Now the rain is going to be winding down over the next hour or so. Mostly cloudy skies through the day in Ocean City, 53 by around your lunchtime. Fenwick Island, 54 degrees. As we make our way into Lewes, a mostly cloudy day after we clear the showers out this morning. We'll hover right around the 50-degree mark through your lunchtime hour. A lot of clouds in Cambridge, a gloomy afternoon, not as windy, so that is good news through Crisfield. We'll see a temperature of 53 degrees by around noon. John Moore, Lewes, Delaware, congratulations on winning an umbrella from Coast TV, and you can always get your latest forecast by dialing our First Alert weather phone, sponsored by Brockstead Mundalis Federico. We have some gloomy days ahead and some more rain chances to talk about in the days ahead. Next, your 7-day forecast is in the next half hour.
And after the break on Coast TV News today, growth data details how Milford has developed over the years and what officials are focusing on for developments in the future.
Also, home business debate, what changes to city code can occur in Lewes and how it impacts business owners.
And Sussex reviews proposed gas station. We'll tell you where another Royal Farms could go in southern Delaware. Coast TV News today returns after the break.
Now on Coast TV News.
Property probe proceeds. After a delay in Delaware's Legislative Hall, how homeowners can have their say in front of the General Assembly on the controversial reassessment.
5 Points Fueling, how Royal Farms is looking to expand its footprint along the coast. The plan's getting reviewed today by Sussex County officials.
Showers will be ending through the morning as the damp, cloudy conditions stick around. Your gloomy forecast ahead.
Preserving Worcester farmland, what county officials are considering as a check on housing development.
This is Coast TV News Today.
November 19th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt, and thank you for being up with us this morning. It's 5:32.
Yeah, we always have a good indicator if the rain is moderate to heavy because you can hear it hitting our roof
and
here in our studio.
It was loud just a few moments ago. As Chris is saying, it will clear out, but right now it's a little noisy.
Yeah.
We're turning now to Chris Mastrobono with your forecast to prepare you as you're about to head out your door.
Hey there, Grace and Matt. Good morning, Delmarva. Yes, it is a damp start. We had rain overnight, and we're seeing the last of the shower activity roll through the area at this time. It's mild out there this morning, so there's that. 49 in Salisbury, but you see the wet roads there through Salisbury, so take it easy out there. Most of the steadiest rain has now shifted offshore. You can see some heavier pockets of rain in through South Jersey, North Jersey, as well as just offshore. We have one little strip of rain here pushing through Milton, Slaughter Beach, and Milford, but we are drying out as the last swing of moisture swings through Cambridge, Easton, and Vienna, but we are drying out back off to the west. Look at the snow there across northern portions of Pennsylvania and Jersey. This area of low pressure is going to be swinging through today. 451 right now in Lewes. We're at 49 in Gumboro, 48 in Long Neck. Winds are on the calm side, and we're going to be dealing with plenty of clouds throughout the day today. A raw day with temperatures in the 40s and 50s, and unfortunately the cloudiness is really going to stick around Thursday, Friday, and even into Saturday. We may get some breaks in the clouds, especially southern portions of Delmarva, but mostly cloudy skies, and we'll have a temperature of around 51 by around 9 and kind of hold in the 40s through the afternoon. We'll talk more about the rain chances heading into the weekend. My full 7-day forecast in minutes. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this half hour, Royal Farms hoping to come to 5 points today. Sussex Planning and Zoning Commissions will look at site plans for a full-equipped gas station to go on Lewes-Georgetown Highway.
That is where we have our Elisa Weber. This is proposed Royal Farms would go across the street from the existing Redner's gas station. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now we are driving in the area of Nassau Commons Boulevard. As you can see, we are right by the Redners, and across that street is where that Royal Farms would go. And as mentioned, the Royal Farms would be in good gas station company, as Redners is right next door. That is a fully equipped gas station. And right now on your screen, we're going to show you aerial images of the area during the daytime. You can see this is a pretty well-traveled road, but Lewes-Georgetown Highway in the area of Nassau Commons Boulevard during rush hour is especially busy with traffic. And according to site plans, this Royal Farms would include gas pumps, a canopy, and parking. Nassau Commons has been the site of many improvements, as last December a repaving project occurred here, and over the summer and through the fall, work has been underway to install a traffic light, crosswalk, fully marked travel and turn lanes, and bike lanes. And the Sussex County Planning and Zoning will further discuss these site plans at their meeting this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Back to you.
Elisa Weber in Georgetown, or in Lewes, thank you for that. Happening today, Delaware lawmakers are holding an extraordinary session to address a $400 million budget shortfall. The Senate will meet to discuss House Bill 255. It is a measure to decouple Delaware's tax code from federal changes. The House passed the bill last week. The Senate will take this up this afternoon at 2:30 at Legislative Hall in Dover.
Also at Legislative Hall today, Delaware lawmakers are again moving forward with a meeting regarding the controversial property reassessments. The hearings were put on hold because of a lawsuit related to a bill that allowed Newcastle school districts to reset its tax rates. Today's joint meeting of the House and Senate begins at 9:30 a.m. at Legislative Hall, and public comments, whether in person or virtually, are part of this morning's agenda.
In Lewes, there is continued debate surrounding home businesses. City officials are looking at home occupations and could change those rules. The debate in Lewes has been going on for over a year. Last November, we actually spoke with a woman at the heart of this issue who wanted to run a dog grooming business in her basement, but said because kennels and groomers are roped into one category under Lewes code and kennels are not permitted, she was denied a license. The 10 a.m. meeting could change the animal kennel part of the city's code to exclude grooming.
Milford is growing, and leaders are putting out new data to prove it. City leaders say on average 200 new housing units are built in the city per year, and at that pace, they say all current and proposed projects would take 20 years to complete. In 2018, 45% of city land was available for development, and this year, it's down to about 30%. All those numbers are part of Milford's plan to grow responsibly, and Milford city leaders will gather tonight at 6 p.m.
And later today, conservation efforts in Worcester County. This is by the Agricultural Land Preservation Advisory Board. They are reviewing at their Wednesday meeting the 2026 comprehensive plan that includes establishing a priority preservation area. It's hoped it will protect over 85,000 acres from non-farming development. Also, they're looking to establish a farmland conservation fund. It was earlier this year that Worcester County received approval from the Maryland DNR to acquire an easement on 94 acres in the Nassawango Creek and the Pocomoke River watersheds.
The Department of Homeland Security reports more than 200 arrests of undocumented immigrants in Charlotte alone this week.
ICE says it's dedicated to national security, but protesters say agents are going too far. Amy Kiley shows us how people are voicing opposition and how it is impacting communities.
ICE out of Raleigh now! ICE out of Raleigh now!
Thousands are demanding an end to the surge in ICE arrests in North Carolina.
They're just sweeping sidewalks, they're sweeping parking lots, they're going into stores and churches. This is not about public safety, and I wish that it were.
Among the demonstrators are those who marched and rallied in downtown Raleigh last night.
Randy, they're in our yard.
That follows this week's raids in Charlotte.
Good morning.
And a student walkout there.
We applaud our federal law enforcement efforts in Charlotte.
While some support the surge, others say it's affecting some lawful residents.
They're stopping people on the street randomly based on the color of their skin.
Business today is very slow. Literally 90% of my employees called off. So that's a big hurt for us.
Now New Orleans could be next. A source says Gregory Bovino might go there in early December. He's the Border Patrol officer leading the crackdown. Meanwhile, near Minneapolis yesterday, video shows tense moments after protesters crossed police tape.
Physically, my body hurt, but then also, of course, our hearts hurt.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
On Tuesday, the Senate voted unanimously consenting to send the Epstein Files Transparency Act straight to President Trump's desk. The move comes shortly after the House voted overwhelmingly to pass the legislation, which requires the Justice Department to release all of its records related to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Once the Senate receives the paperwork from the House, the bill goes straight to President Trump, who has vowed to sign it into law. Survivors are underscoring their fights that are not about politics.
What we endured was real, and it has scarred lives across 5 presidential administrations. The truth has been buried in sealed files and hidden records for far too long.
Those files set to be released by the Justice Department within 30 days of the president signing the bill into law.
And we have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, support for storage facility. We'll tell you why Milford police say a new facility was needed after construction of its new department.
Also, chance at a second straight title. Indian River is 1 win away from a return trip, but has put them in position as they head into a semifinal matchup with Lake Forest. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
We salute Virginia Davidson for her outstanding service to the Bethany Beach Volunteer Fire Department, where she has dedicated 13 years as a firefighter and 17 years as a fire police officer. As secretary of the board of directors, she continues to lead with purpose, even establishing the Sussex County Fire Police Association's website. This year, she was honored as the department's top responder, handling an incredible 976 calls. Reflecting her unwavering commitment to her community, Virginia stands as a powerful role model for women and men alike, and we are grateful for her service.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Hope your Wednesday morning is treating you well. Delmarva, we had a round of rain overnight, still seeing a few lingering showers out there. Salisbury coming in at 49 degrees, dew point 48, and we see a few residual showers pushing through northern portions of Sussex County and through Milford, Slaughter Beach. Some moderate pockets of rain, not all that heavy. The steadiest rain has now shifted offshore as this area of low pressure swings through. We're at 52 Indian River Inlet, 47 in Seaford, the cool spot 44 in Harrington. So we're going to hit our highs late this morning into the early part of the afternoon, 53, and then we'll fall through the 40s with that morning rain. And we're tracking another round of rain, and that arrives Friday night through Saturday. I'll talk more about that in my full 7-day forecast here in minutes. Matt.
Okay, Chris. The cheer organization is asking the community to help brighten the holidays for Sussex County seniors. Cheer is collecting wrap gifts, and they're asking that each one include a tag indicating whether it's intended for a man or a woman. People with Cheer say you can drop off donations at any center across Sussex County, and the gifts are accepted now through December 19th.
An Admiral Pearl Pause, Matt, and tonight a holiday kickoff with a twist at Crooked Hammock Brewery will host the first ever keg tree lighting. The event runs from 6:30 to 8 p.m. and offers plenty of festive fun. Families can enjoy free cocoa, ornament making for kids, falling snow, holiday music, and contests. And the big moment, the official keg tree lighting, happens at 7:30 p.m.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Over in Dagsboro, the Indian River football team faces a familiar foe. 2 weeks ago, IR topped Lake Forest to win the district championship, and now the Indians host the Spartans with an appearance in the state title game on the line. If you didn't catch this game a couple weeks ago, I mean, it was a classic. 14-0 at the half. Lake had the lead at home, and then 14 points from IR in the third quarter slashed the deficit and got them to a point where they could truly compete in the fourth quarter and put the ball in the hands of that guy, Darnell Stokes. This team still feels like it has a chip on its shoulder from last year when they made the jump from 1A to 2A. Here's Coach Townsend on that.
Last year, being a 1A champion, you got, well, you're 1A, you're this, you're 1A that, and I think the guys took it to heart. We put in a lot of work in the offseason. We were lucky to get a lot of guys returning, a lot of key players, and I think from summer camp all the way through, the mentality is that we're in 2A and we belong here. So I think, that mentality has kind of pushed us through the regular season, got us through week 1, and I think that same mentality in week 2 of the playoffs is kind of the same thing. We belong in 2A, and I think the guys really think that they believe we should be in the state championship.
So remember, they won the 1A state championship. Now they got to try to win the 2A state title. But first, another battle with Lake in the semis.
And coming up today on DSN at noon, we have live NCAA women's basketball when Maryland Eastern Shore hosts UMBC. We also have the final score tonight at 10:30.
Well, the good news is the rain is going to be winding down over the next few hours. We'll hit our highs late this morning and then fall through the 40s into the afternoon under a cloudy sky. We'll talk about more cloudy days ahead and even another chance of rain heading into the weekend. I'll break it all down in my full forecast next.
The time is now 5:49 as we're taking a live look out into Salisbury. And Chris, you used a term to describe this rain we're experiencing today. You called it beneficial.
Yes, I mean, we've been dry across the area. There's parts of the peninsula that are in a moderate drought, so beneficial rain at that. We had most of it fall overnight. The steadiest rain is now shifted offshore. We have one little area that's now swinging through the area. We have some moderate pockets of rain from Georgetown, Milton, in through Broadkill Beach and Lewes. So a wet commute out there this morning. And then we have one little strip of shower activity just to the south of Cambridge, swinging through Sharptown and western portions of Sussex County. But we're beginning to dry out. Not dealing with any snow, unfortunately, or fortunately for some of the snow lovers around here. We're seeing that snow up through northern Pennsylvania and North Jersey. We're at 52 right now in Lewes, 48 in Millsboro, 46 in Bridgeville, and 49 in Salisbury. See winds out of the south-southwest, and so it's a mild start with the clouds and the rain. We're at 49 in Salisbury. But folks taking it slow on those wet roads this morning. So we'll have the showers at least for over the next hour or two. After 9 o'clock, expecting that rain to exit. We'll hit the low 50s and then fall into the mid to upper 40s through the afternoon. May see some breaks in the clouds, southwest portions of the peninsula, but for the most part, we're going to be socked in clouds today. Northerly winds kick in. The winds will be rather relaxed through the day today. We'll fall into the upper 30s to low 40s come Thursday. And then, yes, a lot of clouds for our Thursday, unfortunately. Maybe some breaks in the clouds at times, but for the most part, we're going to be socked into the clouds through Thursday and even into Friday. But the good news is we're going to stay relatively dry over the next 2 days. It's not until Friday night in through Saturday where we'll see another round of moisture work through the area, and that will be in the form of rain. We're going to see rain to start our weekend. It looks like primarily Saturday morning, an isolated shower chance Friday night, but then as we go into Saturday morning, you see an area low pressure swing to our south and bring another wave of rain. It's going to generally be on the light side, and then we'll clear things out in through Sunday. 53 degrees today, a cloudy, raw day. Once we shed the showers here over the next few hours, we're at 40 overnight. A chilly night, 55 for our Thursday under mostly cloudy skies, and the clouds remain intact. Friday will bump it up to 60 degrees, 61 Saturday with morning rain. We clear out through the afternoon afternoon, and then a mostly sunny Sunday, 57 degrees, and then a nice dry and mild start to our holiday week there, Monday 60, and we're at 63 in through Tuesday. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. A new evidence storage facility is coming to Milford, and officials say when the police department opened its new facility in 2023, the evidence room was cut due to cost concerns. This month, Milford City Council voted to move ahead with a roughly $2 million plan to build it, as Milford Police Department says they need it for an evidence room, and the need is growing. The project will turn an empty plot behind the station into a secure space to process vehicles and store major evidence. Police say the need has grown as Delaware State Police scale back their response to serious and deadly crashes, and as crashes continue to rise across the state.
It'll give us the opportunity to not only store like large evidence such as like bicycles and stuff that we can't actually bring into the physical building, but it'll give us a space here that we can secure that on site, as well as it gives our crime scene investigator and our accident reconstructionist unit a place where they can process vehicles for evidence.
Milford police say the project is expected to begin in January of 2026, and they hope to have it completed by fall of 2026. And the time is now 5:53. It's time to check in with our coastal pets of the day. Matt, these are very distinguished men.
I love this picture. Look at these two beach bums. On your screen right now, we have Otis and Bowie, and these two love the beach and digging in the sand. Otis and Bowie were submitted to us by Savannah and Dylan in Ocean View.
They are dressed very nicely, Matt, and we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. If you take a look at your screen,
scan that QR code top center to get your friends to us, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Take your time out there this morning, seeing wet roads across the area. Most of the steadiest rain is now pushed offshore. We're seeing a few light to moderate showers work their way through Sussex County, and they'll be with us at least for the next hour or two. We're going to be staying mostly cloudy throughout the day today, 53 degrees. We keep the clouds intact. Really, Thursday and Friday will bump it up to 60 degrees with another round of rain late Friday in through Saturday. Sunday looking really nice, mostly sunny skies, and even the start of next week, 60 on Monday, mostly sunny. And then we're watching a storm system that will bring rain into the area. It looks like Wednesday right now, and then we clear things out and turn quite blustery in through your Black Friday shopping there on Friday.
Chris, I observed things that I noticed for your Thanksgiving forecast. Yesterday you had some raindrops for Thursday, and
yeah, we're watching that storm system Wednesday. Some of the models have it coming in a little later.
You didn't
some
have
a little
any today, I
sooner.
noticed.
No, going dry, but partly cloudy there, 56. But it does turn colder into that weekend.
All right, you set it up. I hope the turkey isn't dry. That's what I do. Coming up in our next hour, Nassau Commons growing, the expansion plans by the regional convenience store Royal Farms to build near Lewes. That and more when we continue with Coast TV News Today.